Do everything I say or you're gonna fail as a reseller. What's up everybody? In today's video, I'm gonna go over 5 traps that new resellers fall into when they start reselling. Let's go. If you want to be a successful reseller, you have to list a certain amount of items every day to be successful. That means 10, 20, 30, whatever it is, you can't miss a day. You have to do this. If you don't, you will fail. All right guys, so my personal opinion on this is, yes, it's very good to have a set listing goal. It's not necessary to list a certain amount of items each day. If you're full-time, yeah, you probably need to do that. But if you're just part-time and you're starting out, you know, try to do 5, 10 a day, whatever. But you know what, at the end of the day, if you only have 3 one day, 5 the next, 10 the next, that's okay. Split it up, try to equal it out. There's plenty of resellers out there that only list when they get items. So they'll go garage selling, and Saturday and Sunday they'll list all their items and then won't list again until Wednesday, and they are doing high volume and very successful. So don't fall into that trap. If you want to be successful, you have to offer free shipping. There's no way around it. If you don't offer free shipping, you're gonna fail. You guys, I have never offered free shipping in my life, okay? Ever since I started reselling, that's something I never wanted to do because I don't want to lose money on an item by paying for shipping. Now, I'll do shipping discounts. We can get into that in another video later. I always make the buyer pay for shipping. It's what I've always done. I have never had an issue with this. I sell at least 10 items a day. I list 20 items a day. But it's a volume game for me. I'm trying to scale, so that's why I do that. But I've never ever had somebody not buy something from me because shipping, I didn't offer free shipping. Now, people do get mad when shipping costs more than the item, but I mean, what do you want me to do? You know, I'm not gonna lose money. So I would say if you want to go the free shipping model, you can, but if you don't, it's not gonna break you. So don't fall into that trap. You should not cross-post any items. Just sell on eBay. It's the biggest platform besides Amazon. If you sell on there, you're not gonna need to sell on anywhere else. Don't cross-list. So I use FLYP to cross-list. It's free. I have a link if you wanna try it out. If not, no worries. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just have a referral code. If you're not using FLYP, it's free to cross-post. So I cross-post my items from eBay to Poshmark. I get a lot of sales on Poshmark. I would say it's like 60-30 eBay to Poshmark. I sell a lot on Poshmark, and usually I think the stuff that I sell on Poshmark probably won't sell as fast on eBay. It just sells faster on Poshmark for some reason. I don't really know why, but I cross-post. I would say you should definitely cross-post if you're a reseller, because you can't put all your eggs into one basket and expect everything to sell on eBay. It's just not gonna work. So I think the more eyes, the more platforms you have are better. I only use 2 because right now that's what I can handle. Only buy the items that I'm buying. Do not buy anything else. If it works for me, it's gonna work for you. If it doesn't work for me, it won't work for you. Pay attention to what I'm doing and only what I'm doing. Guys, that's dumb. This is not a personal shot at any reseller or any content creator, but you need to take what content creators say with a grain of salt. So this way of thinking, when you watch YouTube and you see content creators selling certain things, I say all the time, this sells for me, this does well for me. You know, a lot of it has to do with what I'm listing, you know, the listing price of the item that I'm listing, keywords in your titles, you know, how good your listing is. If it's more complete than the other ones, it's gonna rank higher in the eBay algorithm. So one thing I would say, just because something sells good for me doesn't mean it's gonna sell good for you, and vice versa. Like, everybody's different, everybody's businesses are different. What I can tell you is pay attention to sell-through rate. Sell-through rate is the most important thing you can do when you're outsourcing for items. If an item has 50 active listings with 100 sold or 50 sold, that's 100% sell-through rate or more. You know, that's a great item. Pick it up if there's profit margin there. If an item has 50 active listings with 2 sold, I would not pick it up. Another thing is, if an item does have 50 active listings and 50 active solds, if the active listings are $100 and the sold prices are all 50, I'd list my item at 50. I wouldn't list it at 100 because you're not gonna sell it for 100. You need to sell it for what it's actually selling for. So those are just little tips. If you sell items like electronics, media, if it has a barcode, scan it on the eBay app. If you find an item that you don't have no idea what it is, or a logo you don't know, scan it with the Google Lens. It'll help you out a lot. So I use Google Lens pretty much every time I'm outsourcing. I always find weird stuff, and it's helped me more than I can tell you. Reselling is dead. It's gonna end in 5 to 10 years. Do not become a reseller. And if you are a reseller, quit now. Did you guys like my acting? Here recently, I've seen a lot of content creators coming out and talking about different things that are going on with different sites and different apps that you can sell on. Again, guys, take things with a grain of salt. What they're doing and experiencing might not be the same thing you're doing and experiencing. I really feel like when it comes to business in general, you know, do what's working for you. If something's working for you, it's funny and it's, I don't know, maybe cliche. People say pour gas on what works and don't be romantic to what doesn't, right? Well, that's, you know, it's as simple as that. Whatever does work for you, if it's working, dump as much gas on it as you can. Just go full speed into that, right? If it's something that doesn't work for you, even if you like it, or even if you're, you know, you're beating it to death, like, just stop. It's not gonna work. It isn't working for you. It's not gonna work, right? So a lot of content creators, I feel like, are clickbaiters. And like I said, this is not a shot to anybody. I clickbait sometimes. You know, I try not to do like crazy clickbait, but you know, you wanna grab your viewers' attention with your thumbnails and stuff and your titles. So a lot of times people pick these topics and they start talking about it and it scares the crap out of you, right? Well, just again, take it with a grain of salt. Don't pay much mind to it. Like, if something happens in the future, something happens in the future, you're gonna have to recalculate and adjust to that. But I mean, I see it all the time. I see a lot of people complaining and saying, oh my God, so-and-so said this, so like I'm scared, I gotta redo my whole business because this person told me to do it. You know, like, no, don't do that. Big fat no. Just do what works for you. Your business is unlike anybody else's business, right? We might have a lot of similarities. The reselling business is very similar, like no matter what you sell, right? But every business is different. Even if you do some of the same things other people do, other resellers do, we are all different. Our business models are different. What we do day to day is different, right? I don't care if you have two people doing the exact same thing, the exact same way. If you film them both side by side and watch, they would do things that are different. Nobody is exactly the same. So nobody is gonna be able to pick up the same items and sell them for the same price, right? I hope that makes sense to you. What I mean is, just because I sell a Polo Ralph Lauren men's button down for $25 doesn't mean that you're gonna be able to sell it for $25, right? Your price point might be lower or higher. This is just a broad example of something, right? Your pictures, descriptions, listings, everything's different. Nobody does everything the same. So just please, guys, when you see these social media creators, myself included, I try to be as honest and open with you as I possibly can. I'm gonna tell you what's working and what's not. I'm gonna tell you what brands I'm picking up, what brands I don't pick up. You might be like, wow, you're picking that up, that doesn't sell for me, or wow, you don't pick these up, I always pick these up and sell them. We are all different. Do what works for you, and that's all you can do, right? I love watching YouTube. I love watching creators. I have a TV in my garage that whenever I'm listing and photographing, I put stuff on that TV. I put other content creators on the TV, and I don't, not necessarily like watch like when I first started, but I listen for brands, listen for anything they're doing that I might be able to implement in my business, right? And that's okay. Just take everything with a grain of salt, guys. Do what works for you. That's all you can do. Put your head down and work. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, reselling can be the greatest thing or the worst thing for you, depending on how you treat your business. It brings me back to, don't buy something just because I say to buy it, right? You could end up doing the research, putting in the work, making the money, growing your business, right? That would be the best thing you could do. That would be the reselling working for you as well as it could, right? But also at the same time, if you're not a person that is motivated to work on your own and you are not willing to put the time in, and it's not that I'm saying you're lazy, everybody is different, right? I hate listing and photographing, but that's what makes me money. I love the sourcing, I love the rush of finding something great, but you know, I'm not a big fan of listing and photographing, but I do that and I'm disciplined and I get up every day and I meet my goals, because if I don't, I'm gonna have to go work for somebody who doesn't appreciate me at a dead-end job that I don't want to be doing, when reselling gives me the freedom to do what I want to do, right? So if you're a person that is not motivated, or you need somebody to motivate you, and you just buy stuff and build your death pile, build your death pile, and you don't list it and you don't do it, then you're just gonna be basically taking money out of your pocket, lighting it on fire, and watching it burn away. I mean, that's as simple as I can put it. That would be the worst case scenario. So that's why I say it can be the best or the worst thing for you. I hope that makes sense. I hope you don't buy things blindly because other resellers tell you to. Do the research, put in the work, build the knowledge, and you will go far. If you're new to reselling, or you want to become a reseller, or even if you're an experienced reseller, if you have any questions for me, please do not hesitate to ask. You can drop a comment on YouTube and I will answer you, or you can DM me on Instagram. I will answer you on Instagram as well. Any questions, guys, any questions related to reselling, if I don't know the answer, I'll try to find the answer for you and give you the best advice possible, or point you in the direction to that answer. Also, drop a comment and let me know if you've ever fallen into one of these little traps. I call them reseller traps when you first started, and how it worked out for you. If you guys liked today's video, please give it a like. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And guys, stay thrifty, wear your seatbelts, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.